Look at him. He's tiny. He died instantly. Bigger cells. Let's go big mode, chat. Let's go. It's the loudest 1 voltage of all time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Primordialis. It's been a hot minute. It's been a while, but yeah, they finally updated the game, and I'm ready to do some more Primordialis. And yeah, I'm excited to be doing so. It's been a long time since I touched Primordialis. I kind of burnt out on the game because I played way too much of it, and there just wasn't enough for me to continue, I felt like. But yeah, now that there's a nice update, hopefully I can pace myself and show off all the cool new things. And yeah, I'm very excited to be playing the game once more. Let's see, do I still have my... Here we go. Let's go with, I want my speedster. There we go. Hello! Right, welcome. Hello. Yes, it's been far too long since I played this game. We're finally back at it. We're gonna start off with, just some basic stuff. Gonna do some spike build, because that is the classic. And yeah, I read some of the changes. Not all of them stuck, but the big one that I saw is that cancer got nerfed, which makes sense. Cancer probably shouldn't be like super strong. it shouldn't be a way to become super broken. A little unfortunate, but that's okay. I also saw that perks are now stackable, which is really exciting, because there's all sorts of shenanigans to be had with that. And, yeah, just a couple of other things here and there that looked really interesting. So, definitely looking forward to seeing all the changes and experiencing them firsthand. I hear the level generation has been completely overhauled, and that could mean any number of things. But we'll see. I hear there may be a new biome or two. And one of the particularly interesting things that I saw is that they nerfed jets and vacuums out of water, which is very interesting. I wonder if that means that there's more stuff going on out of water now, potentially? We'll have to find out. Stackable drift. Ooh, that sounds painful and fun in its own way. Did I see a rigid glitch? Yes. Yes, indeed. There was some weird stuff with rigid there, for sure. Weird little bit of teleporting, which I'm gonna have to take advantage of. Why so early? Isn't it like 7 AM where you are? Yeah. I don't... I'm just slowly coming to accept that I don't have a sleep schedule. I have a sleep cycle, and I just kind of wake up and go to sleep when the time is right, and that means that I'm gonna make the most of it when I'm up early. Oshinova, welcome on in. How are you? Thank you for the raid. What were we up to today? Thank you so much for bringing your folks over this way. We got Rosalina, we got French, we got Oshinova. Noita with chain gun only. Ooh, did you manage to put something decent together? I feel like the chain gun is a strong base for shenanigans if you want to go that line. It's pretty nice for if you upgrade it a whole bunch. It gets pretty good. Kind of, you died to Polly in Wizard's Den while killing Master of Masters. That's brutal. It's an unfortunate spot to go down. But yeah, the Wizard's Den is definitely like the scariest place in the whole game, probably. I don't think there's too much else out there that's as dangerous as that, other than like maybe stumbling into Tiny when you're not ready. I guess that, but that's not really a biome. That's a whole other thing. Well, killing, you got to figure out how to kill him easier. I got a whole video guide on that. If you want help with it, that's it'll show you the easy strats. Did they change electric again? Slightly. I think they just nerfed the jellyfish. Because the jellyfish used to have a feedback loop that would make them just like one-hit kill you. And they made it so the electric shock chain the jellyfish had no longer shock chains to the point where it goes infinite, and now it stacks at, or it stops at like 12 volts, which should make them a lot more reasonable to play around. Yeah, the jellyfish were fricked up, dude. They were way too strong. That was a big demotivating factor for me as well. One of the big reasons why I didn't want to play was because level 2 just felt unplayable. Did you see the news? They updated Primordialis. That's why I'm playing it, Smelly Greg. That's why we're here. Alright, let's beef up this build a little bit. We're gonna go... What are we gonna do? Just lengthen and elongate? Oop. What game have I been playing that my control didn't work? There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's do some of that. I can't believe the rigid stuff persists. It's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Although I'm sure it is not ideal. It said Elden Ring seamless. Yeah, I didn't update it immediately. That was my bad. It would be fun if Calurisis came to see you play. There's a good chance he will. He has in the past. Depends on how busy it is, right? That's pretty much about it. Okay, going something like this. I'm probably gonna want some more jets. This thing isn't controlling super wonderfully, but it's okay. It's fine. Let's just carry on for now. We'll just stick with our spike build for the time being. We're just kind of reacclimating to the game. Spikes are good for that. Alright, have a good night, Oshinova. Thank you again. Wander on over this way. We should have plenty of stats to take out the boss here. Or so I hope. I should have like a... something like that. Just for an extra stopping point if my spikes don't hold up. If I end up in like some sort of ramming fight, I don't want to lose. So what do we get? Proximity combo. Not sure how valuable that is, but kind of fun. Okay. Get back here, you little shit. Go after this dude. But yeah. It's been a long time since we did any Primordialis, so we'll probably address that. Yeah, it's one of those things where I enjoy a great many video games, and you know, it's hard to play one game like extensively for a long time, especially if there's like a limited amount of stuff to do. And obviously, Primordialis is one of those games where you're only limited by your creativity. But I think my biggest struggle with Primordialis versus like a game like Noita, which I, you know, lasted 4,000 hours with and still come back to regularly, is that Primordialis doesn't have the same like sandbox world and all like that bonus content that I want to go and experience, right? This guy's mind controlled me. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Yeah, I can't move. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like such a... It's such a different experience, I guess. And there's only so much you can do in this game until... or I can do in this game until I get sick of it. How's it going, Eagle Wolf? Welcome on in. And don't claim it yet. Stack overcharge. Yeah, we'll probably stack something. That's kind of the plan. That is kind of the plan. It's good that you got passionate about other things too, like Rift Wizard and Eugenics. Yeah, there's been lots of fantastic games coming out, and I do hope that at some point I'm able to share my passion about, you know, other various games with a wider community. Because yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, there's lots of cool video games in the world, and ideally I get people watching because they want to see me do cool stuff in video games, not necessarily just because of the cool video games themselves. Okay, so we've got listening cell. Create a voltage when a musical cell plays a note corresponding to the cell's color. Okay, so we've got a musical note. 2 biomass. When electrically activated, the color of the cell changes the note played. Yeah, no worries there, client. Thank you for dropping by. Okay, so we're gonna play around with this a little bit and just see what we've got. Okay. And then apparently painting changes the note. Interesting, interesting. This seems like... I wonder if they added a note puzzle. Why would you want that? I don't know yet. It fun? That's an alarming noise. H made a classical song or something with those? Of course he did. Makes perfect sense. Another kind of... That is a horrific noise. Probably using these... Good lord. Nice discordant sound. Yeah, just the most horrifying noise. Perfect. I have a battery that makes car horn noises, yeah. How do I get this thing off my screen? I forget the button. Does anyone remember? I thought it was I. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what if I surround those with, these? Am I going to get more than 1 voltage, or is it going to stay at 1? That is horrific, but we'll, hang on. If we get rid of these, it won't sound so bad, I think. There we go. It's better. Okay, so is it just a flat 1 voltage everywhere? It looks like it. It's the loudest 1 voltage of all time. What do the notes do beside being horrible to hear? The real answer is maybe almost nothing. Well, no. I think we need to find out the range at which it grants power. Because there's got to be like a radius for it. So you could you could create like a drone that reacts to certain actions based on the sound you're making. So you can use different tones to control your creatures. So like that's probably what it's for. And you could have like multiple drones doing different jobs as well, based on the different tones that you're emitting. So like that's a maybe I don't know. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. That might be a thing. There is an update, Nenarin, indeed. So we're going to have this on one side. And then we're going to have this on the other side, and we're gonna see if that can go the distance. 'Cause we want to know what like the range is. I wonder if the noise gets louder with higher voltage. Okay, so check this out. This is going off all the way up here. And is traveling that distance very easily as an activator. So just with 1 note cell and 1 receiver, if you color it, you'll get different sounds. So that's how you control things. You're pretty sure the range is ginormous for the listeners, so we're gonna try and find out what the range is. Now if you change the color, it won't activate, right? Yeah, so if I change these to like black, they'd be listening for black. So now we're not moving. But if I change this to black, then it'll start to move again. Now, what if I change this to like an almost black? It still moves. So I wonder what the range is. Okay, so is it anywhere on this part of the color wheel? So if I move that, it's not going to move anymore. But if I go back to here and I like make it white, it'll still move. Is that how that works? Yes. Okay. So it's based on the hue. Yeah, the voltage is always the just emitting a 1.0. Now I don't know if you get more range if you do a higher voltage, but that's what we're gonna have to learn. We gotta be creative with this. We gotta figure out cool ways to use it. So next up, let's lengthen our body as much as possible. What we're gonna do is we'll delete the creature, do something like this. A little too much. Okay, and then something along that line. Maybe a little bit too long. Okay. Something along this sort of dealy. Okay. We've got this nice long line. And then we're gonna have a listening cell on one end. And then we're gonna have a music cell on this end. And we want to see what the maximum range is on this. Yeah, remote activated drones is what I'm thinking. Voltage and brightness impact volume, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. Are you trying to figure out how to generate electricity with noise, or are you fucking around with some funny stuff? Welcome on in there, Bingus. So we have like an electricity generator with noise. That is a thing that has been added into the game. I'm just curious of like its maximum potential sort of thing, I suppose. Welcome, Shagbo. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So we've got this all the way down here. Can't quite afford this. We'll dump that. Alright. So we've got pretty long distance. Look at that. So that is pretty easily still making it, seemingly. Now, what I want to do now is check and see if we are getting full power on this side. Hang on. Okay, so we're not getting full power down there, so let's just add a couple of those. Still not getting full power down there. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new side biomes. Right-click the trigger button. What is the trigger button? Interesting. The power cells are working differently from how I expected. Like, how much power am I getting out of that? How you doing there, Spare Giraffe? Welcome on in. Trigger cell. Ability trigger cell. Oh my god! Oh my god, chat. Produces an electrical signal when you press Q. Produces an electrical signal when you press spacebar. When you press E. That's crazy. That is a crazy, crazy change. How's it going, Zappy? So yeah, now you can have many more functions on a single thing, I suppose. That's pretty cool. That is very, very cool. That's a big change. Change the color to white and see if it increases in power? Sure. Well, okay, yeah. I guess we can see if that works. Okay, so we will go into paint. We'll paint this white. Paint that white. It did not increase in power. I feel like listener cell and new ability triggers are kind of the same, but without the noise. I disagree. I think the listener cells are going to be incredible for drones, and like, you're going to be able to be like, drones, follow me. Drones, go after the enemy. Drones, do, like, a... You know, you could literally have a detonation effect when, like, on when you just go, like, boop. You click the button that lets out a certain frequency, and then they die. Yeah, you can remote trigger things now, which is really good. Oh, yes, Bear? I look forward to finding it. I look forward to finding it. I don't think that, So, based on what I'm seeing here, the color of the thing affects the so, like, the louder it is, the more effective it is at outputting. Like, you can have, like, a really quiet noise if it's dark. Maybe. No, that's not the case at all. Maybe? It's quite hard to tell. It looks like this is outputting the same amount of power. Yeah, so it looks like the only thing that controls the power... New boss, by the way. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all that. Try not to spoil too much, though. I haven't seen everything yet. We gotta go experience things ourselves. It's part of the fun. How's it going there, Tiki? Welcome on in. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna look toward making a some drones on this run, I suppose. And yeah, we'll see just how wacky we can get them. This seems like the sort of thing that does very little in the early game and a lot in the late game. So I'm really hopeful that they've kind of expanded on the mid to late game building, because I think that was the weakest part of Primordialis, is that you had all these really incredible tools and nothing to do with them. So that was a lot of why I kind of stopped, was because I just didn't have anything to do with all the fun, cool stuff. Like, you had this really amazing set of tools that you know, they didn't. One of the things in Noita that I really like is that there's always, like, a reason to change your strategy. And there was very rarely a reason to change the strategy in this game. So I'm hopeful that Caluresis had the same feeling and made some adjustments. We'll see. We will see, I suppose. But yeah, it is nice to finally have an update for this game, because I've been wondering what's going on with this one. Go ahead and get our jets. We're gonna continue being spike jets for now, just because it is good and reliable, and we're just kind of schmoving around, getting used to stuff currently. So, kind of where I'm at. Where I'm at is spike, movement. That's the strat. Okay. And like that's looking pretty good. Yeah, I saw the waypoint cancer thing being cured. To be fair, it makes sense. It was just kind of a no-brainer to go and cancer yourself on purpose. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the new things. These creatures are smaller than you remember. Oh, there's a... Look, chat, there's an area modifier. All the enemies have been shrunken. That's really cool. That's very cool. And a little terrifying as well. Some of these enemies are going to be a lot more dangerous small than large. That's really cool, though. Leisure. Yeah, there's area modifiers now. That's very neat. Look at how freaking teeny tiny this guy is. Oh my god. They're so teeny tiny. I can barely see this one. I don't want that. Ew, he's trying to swim up my urethra. Get him! Okay, we got him. This guy's so small he can't even do damage to me, chat. Okay. Creates an electrical signal when it sees light of a matching color. Brighter colors create higher voltage, and less saturated colors are sensitive to a wider range of hues. So, people were getting the listening cell, musical cell confused with the light cell, I guess. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Lots of wacky new stuff. What is this? Ah! Get off of me! Propagating cell. When electrically activated, it will temporarily use your unspent biomass to add a cell to your body plan in adjacent open spaces. The new cell will be a copy of a cell from across the open space. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, that's broken. Holy shit, holy fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be insanely busted. I wonder how fast that activates. What's new? Lots of new cells, new biome modifiers. What else? New side biomes, new boss apparently. Lots of cool stuff. Like this. And I think this will work. Yeah, the listening cell is another new one. Many new cells. So you've got a musical note and a listening cell. The musical note, or musical cell, is an electrically activated sound, and this listens for a sound and then will activate, and it basically allows you to activate things at range, which is really cool and a little specific, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with something being a little specific. Okay. Let's, get rid of these. I'm gonna remember the button to get rid of them all. With muscles to crush them once they're caught. Could be a little complicated. Yeah, what the? Oh my god, leave me alone. I'm not ready. Did it just, like, jut outward? How do I control which direction they go? That's so fucking weird. Hang on. When electrically activated, it will temporarily use your unspent biomass to add a cell to your body plan in adjacent open spaces. The new cell will be a copy of the cell across from the open space. Okay. Okay, I understand now. So we want duplicate cell opposite space. Gotta make sure it's got the correct neighbor. Yeah, yeah. So we should have... so let's do this. So there needs to be spikes on the outside. And then we need to power it. The plant cell is just a worse cancer cell? No. Cancer is uncontrollable. This is controllable. This is much better. Holy shit. That's crazy. That is nuts. Okay. How do I get them to go inward? And also propagating cells? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's pretty crazy. Make sure the outside wall has a few propagating cells as well. Can you ghost a plant into another enemy, then expand? Probably, yeah. That's so weird. That's so weird, chat. Oh my god. Look at the way it just continues to grow. Okay. That's so crazy. That is absurd. This is gonna be some brain fuckery to figure out how to use this properly. But when we do, it's gonna pop the hell off. You only need 2 for it to be infinite. You just need the right placement of spikes and electrical signals. Interesting. Okay. So what if we just do this? No. What if we do this? Going long mode. That's fun. Okay. I'm a little afraid to find out what it does in the gating. How's it going, Asteroid? Yeah, there's definitely some insane ways to break the video game with this, I think. We just have to find them. So the cheaper the cell is to duplicate, the more of them I can get. Which is interesting. Imagine infinitely expanding minions. Sounds dangerous. Sounds highly dangerous. Okay, let's place those with that. And then we're gonna do this. Okay. Are those behaving like a lightsaber? I mean, they're not gonna cut like a lightsaber, but they're generating like a lightsaber, I guess. Oh! Oh! I need one of each. How interesting. That's pretty neat. Pretty nifty. My turn radius is so bad. Get into my hallway of doom. Yep. Oh my god. Got him. Okay. Well, this is very cool. I don't know how useful I can use it. Like, I don't think I could use it right now, is the problem. Propagating cell detracted with negating, it would be the best cell ever. Haven't tried it yet. Let's try that, I guess. So it needs to grab negating as well. Okay, so if I have two of them paired together, that's what makes them go burr. Negating cell stops them. We have the propagating cells going diagonally and then alternate between spikes and electrical signals on one side. It's an infinite setup. They very distinctly say, when electrically activated, it temporarily uses your unspent biomass to add to your body plan in adjacent open spaces. The new spell can copy the cell across from the open space, which means that there's a limit to how many new cells that you can do, based on the way that's reading. So I would assume, based on that, that it does not go infinite. Yeah, it's just unspent biomass. I don't know why it works. It just does. There appears to be no limit. Well, let's continue a little bit first, and then we'll play around with that, I guess. Oh yeah, are you doing that in Sandbox, Spare Giraffe? That would cause the infinite propagation. If you're doing it in Sandbox, there's no limit. It's a very good point. I bet you could use Propagate to, like, just be free HP with Stem Cell. Yeah, I gotta do some more Pathogenic at some point, too. That one's been on the list for a while. Look at this shark that is normally large and is now small. That's excellent. I wonder if the boss is gonna be a little guy, too. That'd be fun. That would be fun. I like how the jellyfish are still fucking terrors. But at least, like, they don't kill you off screen anymore, I guess. So there's that. Yeah, we'll have to try out Stem Cell Propagating, because I'm sure that gets real wacky. Oh my god. Hoping that I'd just be able to rip through them. Just because they're small doesn't mean they're weak. Something to note. Creating offense, or defense for offense when you're shrunken like this. It's so weird seeing them be, like, mega tiny like this. Blowing my mind. Okay. Okay. We're closing in on where we're looking to go, seemingly. What's this here? Hey, we got these two again. This is the second time they've been paired together. There is co-op Primordialis. We only ever got to play it once, though, because it's really hard to find another person to play co-op or another content creator to play Primordialis with. There's a chain spell down there. They made it look a little purpler. A little purpler than before. So, folks, while I've been gone, has there been any new people picking up the content creation, hopefully? I am hopeful that there have been people making stuff. while I was absent. Okay, let's go take a look at the boss. Let's see if there's a teeny tiny boss. I don't know Ben and Jerry's very well. They're Gregman. Okay, look at him. He's tiny. He died instantly. All right. Fun, fun, fun. Why is every run tiny? Why is everything tiny? Why is everything tiny? Because of the modifier in the world. That's why. Yeah, he did have no chance. He got kind of destroyed. Okay, bigger cells. Let's go big mode, chat. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna see if we can get even bigger. Because I'm pretty sure we had another one back there. I think it feels much slower now. Is that intentional? I don't think everything's much slower. I think we have another bigger cells back at the other spot, hopefully. Yeah, the bigger cells against the smaller enemies is honestly not the greatest thing. It does make you weaker, that makes sense. Been only a few people to cover Primordialis. Yeah, normally from what I've seen, it's just like people doing one-off content on it. Is this gonna get really bad? I get the feeling this might be terrible. I don't know. So like smaller cells make you weaker defensively and stronger offensively. I feel like bigger cells is gonna do the opposite. If I had to guess. That would make sense to me. I wonder if bigger and smaller cells pair together in any way. Okay. Let's do some of that. Be able to get up here now with our reduced whatchamacallit? Yeah, I will explore, don't worry. Back here is smaller. Your cell base radius is doubled, your cell base radius is halved. So I'm gonna assume that those don't pair together in any meaningful way. Yeah, but you get exploded and then die instantly. You don't, I guess. Okay, I guess I'll take overcharge here. Let me read this again. When electrically activated, it will use your unspent biomass to add to your cell body plan in adjacent open places. Okay, so hang on. How do I do this right? Is it like this? It might be this. We're just gonna experiment. It'll be fine. Okay, something like that, and then we need to electrify. And I guess we'll do it like this. Okay, so there's a handful of hearts in there, but not as many as I want. So let's... How do I maximize the amount of hearts, I guess, is the question. It's just cancer with extra steps? You guys keep forgetting the part where cancer kills you, and this doesn't. And we have perfect control over this. Like, oh, this is just worse cancer. No, it's better cancer in every way. You have full control over it. This is free shit. Free shit is good. Kill this guy, kill him. There we go. Heart combo, almost any conducting cell. Very powerful stem cell. If you're doing what I think you're doing, you should have 2 plant cells vertical of each other and then put them in the center. So you're thinking like this. Ah, there it is. That's better. Thank you. So the idea is, for anybody wondering, what is this build? It is a ramming build where we are trying to generate a ton of free HP 0. A drone with a listening cell and prop cell, and you trigger 2 drones and make a net? Yeah, that'd be cool. Why am I hollow? Because we are using stem cells to generate hearts, essentially. That's the objective. So stem cells cost 2. Hearts cost 25. So you get a huge discount, and basically we're electrifying the stem cells and then having them generate into hearts. I wonder if I can get rid of... I might be able to get rid of a bunch more of this. Maybe I need, like, way less than I think I do. And it's just this. Let's see if that's the case. Because if I can do less, that would be better. Okay. So yeah, it just generates a ton of hearts. So that's pretty freaking sweet. But hang on. The current issue is that it can probably become 90% hard like this. Yeah, I'm sure with a little bit of finagling we could. Okay. So... it's not making all of the hearts that I want currently. Still have to mess around with the format a little bit. Okay, so that time... Doggy, it is always gonna be good. Look at all the different formations. Very peculiar. Okay. So it extends and then grants hearts. But that's not exactly what I want. The stem cells are choosing randomly which cells to turn into. Yeah, so I need to, like, control how they're chosen, essentially. That's the issue, I suppose. Interesting and strange and weird and very very So the hearts don't generate electrical power. There's no way to put voltage into the hearts, which means that the potential to generate additional hearts that way is kind of limited. I don't see the reason to include stem cells, to be honest, since they can't pick heart without a conductive heart combo. They were earlier though. Turbotega, thank you for the raid. What were you up to today? Thank you for bringing your folks over this way. Appreciate that. Currently experimenting in Primordialis with some of the new new cells. Well, hello. Need a combo to break the game? Possibly. Possibly. We had a version of this that was working a little better earlier. Maybe if you... hang on. Stem cells is about making overly long tendrils. Interesting. Interesting thought. We need more spikes, clearly. More spikes are required! Speaking of new spells, we were doing Noita. Hell yeah. Love me some Noita. We got our 1 minute speedrun done, but need to make Parallel World Telewand. Get the 5 minute at the same time. Nice. Did you do egg strats? Or death trigger strats? That's a fun one. I appreciate you bringing the folks over this way, Turbo. I love Noita. In case you didn't already know that, I have 4,000 hours in that game. Streamed it a ton back in the day. Gotta do some more Noita PvP soon. I want to do some doubles. Smaller enemies kind of give you the creeps. Yeah, they're a little spooky. They're a little spooky. Not the biggest fan. My buddy Vandalorian did it, and he didn't get a save beforehand. Didn't work for him, so he had to reset entirely. That's brutal. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that I got it on my first try, but that's mostly only because of the sheer amount of time I put into like learning how it worked and like doing it over and over again on in like sandbox and stuff until I had it perfect. So I knew about the little ways and hiccups that it could all break from, because there's a really common when you hit new game, it's like practically random. There's a 50-50 chance that the game will just like close rather than actually do the thing that you want it to do. I am in so much trouble. Yep, I'm fucking dead. God damn it, jellyfish. It's still too OP. Jellyfish still too strong.